The main question we kept asking ourselves is we're seeing the world change, especially in the last 2 years with the COVID pandemic. And we were wondering whether the change in the region was going to be different than around the world. And what we found is actually there are quite a few similarities between the global trends we're seeing and the regional trends in the MENA region. The first big trend that's been happening globally and has been reflected here is the shift to digitalization. We thought we were digital before COVID. Now it's a whole other level of digitalization. For example, we've seen that in Saudi, over 90% of people said that they started shopping online more frequently following the COVID pandemic. And over 50% of those people said they would stick to their behaviors even after the pandemic. So really what's happened is a structural change in how people purchase and shop. That's the first big trend we've noticed. The second one, which is caused by the pandemic and very normal, is more people are buying domestically in their countries, right? People were traveling less with the pandemic, and so they spend more and more money locally. And as a result, also, the local offering has grown. There have been, growth of local brands in different sectors, whether it's food, shop, or, fashion. So we've seen a rise of the local supply to also meet this demand from people who were looking for experiences and products locally. We've seen the kingdom lead on a number of things. The first one, for example, is everything that has to do with social media penetration. The kingdom is known to have some of the highest social media utilization in the world. I think YouTube utilization in the kingdom is actually the highest in the world, if I'm not mistaken, or one of the two highest in the world. With I think over 85% of people who have access to YouTube and watch YouTube on a regular basis, which is quite high. And what you also see in the region here is leading the way in terms of, the millennial and younger customers that are emerging. The kingdom has a very young population that is very tech savvy, very demanding from a consumer perspective. And so they're leading the way in a lot of those trends as well from the youth perspective and, the different needs that young people have. Also on payments, so again, we see the influence of technology. The kingdom has some of the highest rates in the region as well in terms of contactless payments and innovative payment methods. Today in the kingdom, people do not want to spend time making a payment more than a few seconds. They want seamlessness and convenience. And if it's not convenient, they might actually drop the purchase. That's how demanding our consumers are here.